Last time on Create One Block, we made 4 separate ingot machines that produce the 4 ingots you see on the screen, all of which producing more than 10,000 ingots per hour. They also produce a few different byproducts, and in this episode we are finishing off the factory gauge board, building the rest of the farms that we need. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. We are back on Create One Block. In the last episode, I mean, you just saw the intro, we did a bunch of stuff and have a ton of automation set up. And in this episode, we are finishing off our full automation board so we can automate everything in the game, and more importantly, everything on the left side of my screen over here. These, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 81 plus 5 items. 85, shut up. 86 items, we can cut that last part out. 86 items that we need to still add to this board, and I think we have everything we need for at least most of it. The few things that we don't have are things like wheat farms and wheat flour crafting, because we don't have wheat. We have everything to then make it, but we don't have wheat being made. So let's quickly set up our wheat bits, and then we're going to get into a giga time lapse. And when I mean giga, I mean you just saw 86 items that we need to make a thing for, craft it up, do a thing. Oh, we don't have a train track crafter. We'll also need to make that. That's okay. We're gonna do a lot of prep, and then we're gonna make a lot of things, and then we're gonna have fully automated everything. And then maybe I do some building. I don't even know. This place is maybe almost close to done, and that's probably the most exciting part of all this. So this is our wheat farm. It's kind of trash, and I'm gonna be honest, this fox, I've lost the other one. And we're getting to the end of the season that I don't think I care. I missed him. He's too short. Ah, we don't have a fox anymore. Good news, Iron Golem guy. I do need to still kill you. Why was bro so nonchalant? We needed to do this so that I can expand our wheat farm and production area, because we're gonna need a ton of wheat. I mean, we need an incredible amount of slime balls in order to do really anything. So we're gonna need a ton of wheat, and I'm not gonna be harvesting this manually. I'm not a loser. We literally have automated everything. We might as well automate like the easiest crop in the game. And I probably should have done this during the farming episode, but I honestly just forgot about it. And I am hoping that 5 plots of this is going to be enough. If it's not, we can always fix it. We have our wheat filled out here. I'm gonna get in just a super simple cart assembler kind of doohickey here. This is going to be probably the most simple thing you've ever seen. It's gonna just be rail, cart on top of it, lock rotation, as we've done probably 100 times. I need a crafting table and some mine carts. These rails are just gonna go all the way down. Not really a theory behind anything that I'm doing other than rail go straight, cart with rail, do thingy, send back home. I need a block here. A cart assembler is going to have a barrel here, portable storage interface, bunch of blocks over on its side, and then harvesters out front. I'm literally so brain dead. Holy cow. Obviously, the harvesters need to be at the wheat level. If it's above the wheat, nothing we can do. So I'm just being a little silly, and that's okay. Sometimes being a dumb little idiot is entertaining. So I hope you subscribe. I'm actually going to put our harvesters over on this side because I can't actually do it on this side because there's wheat in the way and I can't be bothered being smart. Holy lag. And I'm gonna need to do temporary block, replace it with a portable storage interface after. And I've also got the blocks that we need in order to reverse this. So block there, all done. What we could maybe do, crafting table. 2 for 1, like a special at IHOP. So now we can glue this thing together, put in our minecart underneath, and there we go. This can now be removed. That's just gonna be always on, that's fine. And now I can, underneath this portable storage interface, put down a chute and a barrel if I had, it got stolen. And a barrel. And then up on top of that, we could do packager and frogport. Frogport going in. Send this to only send. We need a sign on the side of it. Farm storage and a lever. There we go. That should be good. We can check just by putting in some blocks. That'll send it out. It should go into farm storage, which means now we have oak planks in there for the rest of time and I can't get it out. No problem. Who cares? We now have wheat. That can mark off. I don't even have it listed here, but that was one of the things we needed. The next thing we need, we actually have cactus, so that one's good. The next thing we needed actually is white wool, which I suppose we could make by crafting string into wool. Let's see how much string we have. 17, because we don't have a spider farm. We just have an everything else mob farm. So we do need a wool farm. We could do something fun with a moving deployer. going over our sheep area here? We might just do that. So I'm pretty sure to make our sheep farm, I can go back here, which I totally can. We have the perfect spot for this. Put down our rail going all the way along here, and then have our starting point be right here. So same thing, lock rotation lever next to it to turn it on. Gonna put our cart underneath, and then over here is where our fun stuff is. I need building blocks. Good news, I bet this has a ton of wood in it. It does. W. So we can go up here. I'm right now I'm checking, or I guess confirming, where deployers would need to be. I think on this block here will actually work. Where are my deployers? So let's head in here. Let's go all the way along, and I'll bring it to the end, sure. For these, we're gonna set all of the filters to these to shears, and I'm trying to not get bumped around by these sheep. Okay, let me out. Let me out. Let me out! Now that we have these in, we need to set the filters of these to shears. That's not going to be too difficult to do. The difficult thing is going to be hooking up our input and output systems. You've probably heard that I said input as well, and that is because we are going to set up a requester for shears. Let's actually grab... I guess that means, hold on, I need shears over here. We do not autocraft shears yet, so let's throw that in there as well. That's something on the list. A new thing to add. Let me see. So I've got some shears now to set the filters. Ouchie. So let's do that all the way along here. There we go. Filters set. And now let's get in our requesting system. So this first one is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I somehow need to make it so that any of the wool that is sheared from these deployers goes into a specific volt section. Did he get out? How did you get out? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. What I need to happen is our shears to be in one barrel. So I guess let's put this in. Our shears need to be in this barrel, and then our output needs to be in this barrel. You know what we can do? I know what'll work. So we are going to have both of these barrels here. I'm going to have one dedicated for shears, and then the other one for everything else. Okay, so on top of here, we're going to place in a chute, a barrel on top of this, and a packager going into the barrel. This packager is going to need to be connected up to our thing. Can I do this in a better way? I need to be able to get shears into here from this. I know I gotta just lift it up by a block. I hope you like my singing. I'm gonna be on Broadway. Okay, so a little bit higher up, packager going into here, frog port on this. I can have our chain conveyor be at the exact same height. So this is now gonna be fine. So now we can get in our frog port. There we go. This is going to be requesting shears request. We're gonna have a factory gauge that's already linked, set to shears. We're gonna set this to 10 shears in here. We're gonna set this to shears request. Perfect. So this will, whenever there aren't 10 shears in here, we'll request more. This is gonna go straight into our shears barrel here, and our shears barrel, along with this one, let me go get some funnels and then I can show what's going on. So out of both of these, I'm actually going to get in 2 sets of belts, and these belts are going to be our output into the thing that will eventually connect back our stuff. Let's parkour block here. We're going to have funnels going out of these. I am going to need a list filter to deny shears, but then we're going to have those coming out here, and we're going to have those go into this barrel here. I'm going to need to grab a depot for this spot, but then we'll have funnel going in here, funnel going in here, and then this is where our packager is going to be. Our packager hopefully can reach... Oh, it'll reach here. Okay. Okay, so funnel in here, depot here. Get out of my way! Alright, well now we have 21 mutton. That's actually nuts. And we can now configure our list filter. I don't want that. I want it to deny shears, ignore data. Of course, I need 2 of these. Well, we'll do that again. And then I think we'll actually be set up. Let me glue this all together, and we can give it our first test run. This one I'm definitely more worried about. I don't really know if it's going to work. One thing that we're actually going to need before we start it up, this thing, or actually, let's start it up. Let's see what happens. That looks like everything... Oop. Forgot a block. Go back! Go back to your home! You can do it! Go, go, go! Okay, block there. This does look like it's working. Our belts aren't spinning, but that'll be a problem for future me. The thing that we actually need to happen is for this to stop moving consistently. So what we wanted to happen is for it to go back unload everything here, and then send itself off again. I think I figured it out. I'm hoping this will work. All I need to do is power this for the first time. You know what, I could extend this by one more repeater. I have one more on me. And we can hope and pray that it's long enough of a delay for it to maybe do something. Oh yeah, that's gonna be long enough, for sure. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Now all we need to do is hook these shafts up to power. I swear I had stuff to do this. I don't have a gearbox. No. Connect it up to power. This should be working now. Let's move this along. I do need to build some shears because we don't have that automated. So once we do that, this should start shearing, should start sending stuff out as well. And I think we'll be mostly done with our prepping farms. I'm not going to do train tracks yet. I'm going to get into some of our crafting and such, and then we can get to train tracks a little later on in the episode. So let's make some shears. Shears back into storage, and those should now be getting requested over at our shears requester. Let's zoom over there with our fly cam, and I'm hoping, yep, they're already getting requested. We should see them getting loaded in to our deployers. Hold on, it doesn't look like they are. Why is that? Idiot. Idiot mode, idiot mode. Okay, good news. This should be as simple as me placing this in and throwing in a power source. So we want this to be here for sure. I feel like that's okay, but it's obviously not, because it's not working. Is that because this is empty, though? Yeah, where did every single one of my shears go, dude? They can't have all just dropped there, right? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, for whatever reason, our shears are not being delivered. The one set of shears that we have in there is now working. We should be getting wool. Let me see what's going on with shears. We have 30 shears here. I'm suspecting, for whatever reason, the factory gauge is set to respect data when it's using an item like this. So I'm going to replace it and see what happens. Yep, there we go. Okay, those are getting requested. There should be items in here. We already have a stack. Perfect. Okay, we just need to power this. That should be on its way. And then we officially have wool. There we go. Powered. We're getting wool. I'm running into trees. How are there so many trees spawning 24/7? Now that we have some wool, let's start building out our factory board. We have 50 factory gauges. Let me get through as many as I can. Most of the ones that we still have left are for crafting, so they should be relatively easy to set up. Just a little bit of a pain to get it all working, but once it's working, it should be really cool to see this full thing in action. So I suppose, let me do a time lapse of building out this board. I probably should make some, I don't know, scaffolding instead of this. So I'm gonna do that first so that you can see the board while we're building it. But let's get into the first time lapse of the episode. Let's go. I most certainly went a little bit overboard on the amount that we put into these factory gauges. I think I used about 150 of them, and we got a lot of the stuff in. We got in the entire copper age. We got the basic create mod stuff, basic redstone stuff, the create mod redstone stuff, the advanced create mod stuff, the create 6 stuff, and that's including things like frog ports and packagers and all that. We got our train stuff in, everything except for, I think it's just the sturdy sheets that we need for that. And then I went and AFK'd a bit so that our factory gauges could turn green, and that's when we ran into a little bit of a problem. I've just come back from AFKing, and I think we have a dilemma. Oh yeah, let me get out. Oh no, everywhere. Oh man, a llama on the storage. I think this all originated, I was looking back at the replay footage. I think this is all originating from in here. Oh man, I made a circle in Minecraft. Oh boy, turn it off. Turn it off. Do I have a chute? Can I steal a chute? I turned off my audio because I was AFKing. Where's a chute? Where's a chute that I can steal? Oh, I want to use. Let's take 2. This is gonna take a while. We need as many chutes as we can get. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know for sure if this is originated from here. So is this broken a bunch of stuff? No. Okay, that's good. Let's turn this back on, at least so that the belts can run. Well, that's falling. I don't even know how this could have been being sent out. Like, why would this get overflowed? So this only has a few... My heart went through my lungs. this only has a few stacks of diorite. That hadn't overflowed or anything. It hasn't requested more things. I don't know why this has happened, but I'm kind of worried that everything is just fully backed up. And I'm gonna need to remove a bunch of stuff for anything to start moving. And I don't even know what the problem is. So this happened, I think, an hour into AFKing, and I AFK'd for 5 hours. So a lot of this backup isn't even from stuff here. It's just extra. Oh man, and even this is kind of broken. Oh boy. Oh! Oh! Oh, somehow that fixed a lot of it. Okay. Does that mean this was the problem? Because if so, I think that's good news. Let's just keep this in my inventory for now. Okay, no, some of it's moving. Okay. I suspect you're going to this. Things are moving again. They're a little bit slow, but it looks like a lot of stuff is moving now. It may have just been that, and then everything else here is backed up quite a bit. I'm gonna see if just that one thing has fixed it. I kind of don't know how the backup process really works. I'm hoping. I mean, we have 15%. I mean, it kind of feels like this is working great so far. These aren't too full. 7% and 15% each on those. Those are the only ones that don't have kind of backup systems. So I think we're okay there. This area is backing up again, but should start unbacking up, hopefully, once we get more of these in. You know what it is? It's because my precision mechanisms have a 30-minute timer, and apparently that's not enough. Well, we have 72 promises out, which is going to be way too many, but it'll get through them eventually. All right, yeah, let's AFK our precision mechanisms, and I'm hoping that that'll fix it and get everything else moving. I have managed to fix the farm side, and I put in a little on-off switch for our precision mechanisms to just prevent this from happening again. So I think this is gonna work now. We did also have a backup at the crafter. You can see I've left an item hatch here so that I can manually put stuff in if it happens again. And then the next problem we ran into was our farm storage and wood storage with the same problem that we found for our main storage bits. So what was happening was there were a bunch of packages for the farm storage. This one was our farm storage one. I didn't have this one in. But since we have a stock link on this packager, it got a request for probably like kelp or something and pulled kelp out of this item vault, put it in the packager, and prevented this frog port from sending out items because there were so many farm items, which basically made it back itself up and get stuck. So adding in this new one here is gonna work. It's just gonna take a little bit of time to get everything back in, but it is going down quite a bit. This was backed up way down to our wood farm area, and now it's pretty much good. So I suppose if you're building a storage system in Create 6, definitely have a standalone receiving frog port for whatever you're doing and a standalone sending one. That's important. Who would have thought? So yeah, I guess now that those are fixed, let's head over. And I've actually been getting better at riding these chain conveyors. I'm thinking in whatever next Create 6 base that I make, I'll actually have a good system for riding these. This is actually pretty empty. I can shrink this back by one. I extended it just to fit more stuff in it. But let's head over to our factory gauge board, and you can see we actually have a lot of green here. We are missing, obviously, our train stuff because we don't have any sturdy sheets. But other than that, I actually think most of the stuff here is in. I have in the top left the two things that we need to make still, sturdy sheets and train tracks, both of which we don't have, but we have plenty of room still in our factory area here. Before we do that though, I actually don't have diamonds in our factory board. And that's something I totally forgot about. And we already have a diamond farm. So our diamonds are gonna have the same issue as precision mechanisms where it's an 80% chance of getting it. So we are gonna need to set a timer on it and make sure that it doesn't overflow itself and all that fun stuff. But I don't think it's gonna be as big of a problem as when we were running into it with our precision mechanisms. But it looks like it's one of each of the three of these for 80% chance of diamond, whatever that math is. So where should we put this? Thinking over here, I think makes the most sense. So let's get in our diamonds, and those actually require obsidian, which we don't have. So that's going here. And I think also coal blocks, which again, we don't have. That's why I made coal over here. So I guess I was Close. Holy cow, we have 36,000 obsidian. Okay, so this is gonna need obsidian, our coal blocks that we just made, and iron ingots, 16,000 of those. Dude, our farms are actually crazy. And then we could do a stack of each for a stack of diamonds. I'm gonna set this to 30 minutes. It's actually not a stack of diamonds. Let me do 80% of 64. And I'm actually gonna do 60 so we get a clean 48. There we go. And now let's automate 5 stacks of diamonds. Why not? We're crazy. One thing I actually also wanna do, I wanna automate netherite. I think we can do this. There's a way. How do we do it? Yes. Let's do ancient debris. So right here is going to be our diamond blocks. We're going to need those. This is just compacting diamonds. I want a stack of you. And then, oh man, where should we put our ancient debris and netherite? I feel like this, out of all things, deserves to be at the bottom somewhere. Like maybe over here, this area we haven't really used. So let's do ancient debris here. And this is just haunting a diamond block. And that has a 16% chance of happening. So it's 50 to 8. I will want a stack of those. And then in order to get our netherite scraps and netherite ingots, we just need to haunt and craft. Did I get it? Nope. Okay, the problem is anytime I need to build up, it cancels the request. That's not even the one that I need. Hold on. This one. Gold. Smelting. And this one. Crafter. Alright, so I want a stack of that, stack of that, stack of that. Those will all be going now. We need to look at our coal, so that is building. Our diamonds are building. Let's actually go see if anything's broken, because I'd kind of believe it if it was. It doesn't look like it, to be fair. I'm gonna remove any of the extra iron that we have in case this is leftovers. It probably is from when we manually did it. But we can check our compacting area. I think that's back here somewhere. Yep, that's making coal for us. Coal being turned into coal blocks. I think with a little bit more time, that'll all be working. I am gonna increase the amount of coal that we have. I don't know how much it is, but it's certainly not enough. So let's do 30 stacks. Oh, we're out of wood. What's another wood type that we have a lot of? I mean, jungle is certainly not the answer. Can I get a list filter and set a list filter to any wood type, excluding maybe spruce wood since that's used for everything else, and put it in a factory gauge? Let's test it after we sleep. Let's get a factory gauge and grab an attribute filter. Put in spruce logs. Is it specific? Okay, yeah. So Minecraft spruce logs, the opposite of that. So it's not Minecraft spruce logs, and we want it to be tagged probably logs that burn, since I don't really know if you can make nether logs into charcoal. Then we want it to allow all attributes, because that will be only if it is a Minecraft log that burns, but not spruce logs. Can we put it in here? Cannot use the item here. Dang, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. What if we do a list filter and we do a bunch of different log types except spruce this way? Can't use that either. Okay. Not the end of the world. Wait a minute. Nope. Okay. Let's do cherry. We grow a ton of that. I can also increase the storage capacity for those since that'll be usable now. We're going to do a stack. Smelting, 30 stacks of that, and let's increase our cherry capacity. So while we wait for this to power up and get more logs, let's get working on a sturdy sheep farm. This thing should be pretty easy. I need to first gather a bit of materials, but they should be relatively easy to do. 4 sturdy sheets, we just need spout lava, press, and powdered obsidian, which I don't think we have yet. Yeah, we don't. So we're gonna need to put in a thing for powdered obsidian, but that is really, really simple to do. All you need for that is to crush obsidian. You get powdered obsidian. Real simple. Materials gathered. Let's do a quick buildup of our sturdy sheet farm here. It shouldn't really take that much space or time to build, so I guess let's do a speed build contest. We should have this built now. We need to go over to our factory gauges and actually get it working. I put away my scaffolding. BRB. I'm B with scaffolding. Before we can do anything sturdy sheet-wise, we need to get in another factory gauge for our crushed obsidian, powdered obsidian, whatever the word is. We can get this hooked up here. And let's just make 5 stacks of powdered. Our sturdy sheet just requires powdered. a stack and a stack, and let's get a stack of those. Then I think everything else just needs train casings and other stuff. Let's actually make more than that, but we should see relatively shortly, we get powdered obsidian, and then the powdered obsidian should go over to here. I totally forgot to connect this spout up to lava, but that shouldn't be that hard to do. Well, the good news, we have our powdered obsidian here, and it's now hooked up. That's my fault. That's totally my fault. We can put this back. Okay, there we go. And sturdy sheets. What the heck is going on? Do we think it maybe needs another belt block here? For some reason, this doesn't fix it, but I think it's because this doesn't fill up quick enough because the lava is too far away and we're using too many pumps and pipes and whatever. So I'm thinking maybe if we add in a fluid tank here as like a little reservoir, then it'll work. Third idea is the try, I guess. We have a tank in the back here now. Let's throw these on and see what happens. Yep. Filling up much, much faster now. As soon as that tank empties though, not enough. It is definitely the travel time. I just don't know how to fix it. I mean, it is insanely slow. How is it so slow? What is using a bunch of lava? Oh, all of these. Do I not have an on-off switch for this? I should get that. Okay, what we need are multiple pipes coming out of here. And thankfully, not too difficult to do. Oh, it could also be this. Maybe I shouldn't have put this so close. Okay, full separate isolated doohickeys. Let's run over here. Let's see how quickly this is filling up now. Much better, much better. Yeah, okay, this is gonna work now. Let's throw these on. The extra belt does help. It's not necessarily important though. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Okay. I don't think we needed this tank to begin with. I just think we needed to get rid of our obsidian generator. That's a little bit too much. Let's get some threshold switches on our andesite farm because that is spewing andesite everywhere. Oh, and also the diorite farm. Still haven't done that, and that's going to overflow too. Skadoosh. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Ah. Ah, ah, ah. Boom, 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 boom. Fixed. Now that those are added, let's get to the, I hope, final farm that we need to make, our train track farm. Again, this thing is going to be real simple. I'm thinking of putting it, let's do it on the other side of this. We don't really need all this space, and I kind of don't want it to be super see-through through here, so I think it's a good spot to be over here. We're gonna need to grab another one of our chain conveyors and put it back here like we did for, I don't even know what this is for. I guess our crushing wheel crafter. But other than that, it should pretty much be set up. And this is gonna be really easy. I'll walk you through this one since you're more likely to want to make this. We're gonna do deployers like this. These are gonna have iron nuggets in the filter and then a press over the end because, I mean, that's how you make it. I guess it could be zinc nuggets too. I don't really have a preference. I guess we could do whatever one we have more of. I suspect they'll both be really good though. Yeah, they're both at 3,000. Over on this side, I want a saw that I don't have because I'm an idiot. And then over here is our output. And I guess maybe switch it around. Yeah, there's the output now. We don't technically need a saw. I can do it with a packager, but I probably want to wait so that I could do it with a repackager. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do is have nuggets go up to here. Oh, we could have it both on the same side. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm doing this on the fly, so it is probably more jank than maybe we would like, but we're gonna have chutes on top of these going into nuggets, belt on top, and this belt is actually gonna be 2 diagonal belts because I don't want our frog port to be all the way up here. So drop it down like this. We can still packager out the front of the output here. Why did I jump? So we could do that there. We're gonna have our repackager over here. So we can put our barrel here, repackager here. This repackager is gonna drop itself out onto a saw, which will go onto this belt, bring stuff up. Over on this side here, and this is actually inverted, so let's switch you and you around. And by switch those around, I lied, and you shouldn't do that because then we would need to change all of the belts up top, and I'm not doing that. So this here, press here, this, scoot it over, and then output barrel. So not even that much of an issue. Can still do our output packager, frog port on top. Nope, that's not gonna work. I hate this game, dude. This game sucks. This game's so hard. Who plays this game? Redo all of it. I hate it. This took me so long to do. I didn't even record it. I was all frustrated. It was being annoying, and I just built it, and it's working. there are train tracks. Boom. Train tracks. It's gonna send itself out. We're done. I hate train tracks. It's also automated. 20 stacks. I hate train tracks. I think we're done. Goodbye.